Thank you so much for joining us virtually. It has been a year, and this is our annual meeting because this is what our fiscal year is. You'll see all of the pictures, all the accomplishments. We have been productive and we have been pivoting and we've been doing so many exciting things because of you, because of our supporters, our sponsors, our donors. So today on tap, on tap, we do have our thank yous, a year in review, which we will keep short, looking ahead, and then what you all are here for, our games and our prizes. Because yes, if you stay to the end, you could get some prizes from our local restaurants. We want to thank our businesses. We could not do all this work without you. Look for the orange banners on the Pike. Columbia Pike is open for business. We are challenged, we are moving forward, but we are open for business. We also want to thank our supporting organizations. We could not do this work without your partnership and your support. And we also want to thank our individuals and our families. Since I did this last year in person, this list has grown tremendously, which is so exciting because really it is grassroots. It's about getting everyone engaged and involved. And as you can see here, a lot of our funding, which we are so grateful for, does come from the county, but it also comes from people like you. And it comes from you getting the word out to others so we can diversify our funding sources and continue to do more things to help Columbia Pike and the region. So this is where we have the special thanks. As you know, at this point in time, we have a board going out and we have a new board coming in. We especially want to thank Diane Shin, Tom Gibson, and Crystal Calloway for their work and efforts this past year on the board. But big thanks goes to our outgoing board president, John Snyder. So before we give him a round of applause and let him speak, we have a little gift for you, John. I don't know if I can do it justice here on the screen, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, Judy, I like the applause. So you'll see here, if I don't break it, we have a little hourglass for you with a plaque, and it says, John Snyder, CPRO President, thank you for your time. We really, truly appreciate it. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna flip it over and make sure it doesn't run out before we get to the games and the prizes. So John Snyder, do you have any comments or anything you would like to share with the group? Oh, you're on mute, John.
Yes, thank you. And the hourglass is very handy. Let's keep it around for our meetings so that we can finish on time and on budget. But it's been a great deal of fun being president of the board. And I'm also looking forward to not having all the responsibilities of president of the board. So thanks, everyone. And that's all I got today.
Today, yes. And this is our official transition and our handoff to our incoming board president, John Murphy. John, would you like to briefly introduce yourself and say a few remarks?
Okay, I'm unmuted.
There we go.
All I can say is that we have a lot of work to do, and I think our board's ready for it. We've done a lot of preparation. We did a strategic plan in the last 6 months. We've completed and published the market study. We did the empathy brief by Shannon Bailey and her company. So we have a lot of good foundations for a hard-working year coming up in 2021. So hold on while we try to get people to help us do that work.
Excellent. Yes, buckle up. We've done a lot of work and we have a lot more work to do. And that actually transitions so nicely to our next slide. So 1 year ago today, this is where we were. I decided to wear the same dress, a little nostalgia. It was a different world, but we have accomplished so much in 1 year and we pivoted so much in 1 year. As John Murphy alluded to, we've done a lot of things. And so Amanda's going to share with you in the chat our annual report. We're not going to go through it in detail because we have done so much, But if you do find that you have questions as you look at the annual report that you'd like to put in the chat, we're going to hit some of the highlights today. And we'll also share with you some of our plans for moving forward, as John Murphy alluded to as well. So, July 2019 to March 2020 will probably be known as pre-COVID, PC, moving forward. We've done so much during that time, since the last time I stood in front of you up until March 12th of 2020. We did a ton of free, and I want to say free, highlight community events. We launched our member mixers, and in partnership with Arlington Economic Development and BizLaunch, thank you Tara, Alex, and team, did the launch and learns. We celebrated grand openings of Centro, of Gilliam Place, and of Y Hotel. We went ahead and updated all of our street banners along the pike. No. Sorry, hold on. As you can see, the street banners are in my background, so look for them on the pike. As all of the construction and the transit finishes on the west end, we supported those businesses, and then we will put up the banners behind me on the west end once those transit stations are up and running. We also published, we helped the county with the market retail study. We also published, got 10 developers, property owners, managers, architects together to form our own work group to publish the form-based code position paper, which we then presented to the Chamber of Commerce as well as the county board. So it was a busy pre-COVID time. And then on March 13, 2020, we stepped away from our physical office, but we did not step away from the work. And we continued to work and to pivot to do so many different things to help the residents and the businesses and our community on Columbia Pike and beyond. So we, by a nurse lunch program, we had one of our residents on the Pike say, hey, my sister works at Virginia Hospital Center. Wouldn't it be nice if we could deliver lunches? So now we have dozens of restaurants on the Pike with the help of Flair. Thank you, Flair. Big applause to Flair, delivering lunches to Virginia Hospital Center, Mary Marshall Assisted Living, and the Pediatric Center. Kudos. We're going to do this to the end of the year because those of you helped us raise the funds to do that. We also established the Feed Our Families program, which is delivering over 200 boxes of produce to needy families on Columbia Pike each week. We want to thank Arlington Presbyterian and Darla C. Ellis Memorial Fund to help make that happen. We also want to shout out, I'm going to go back to Buy a Nurse Lunch, to the Celtic House, who is one of our key businesses helping us with that program. Backyard Blues Festival. We couldn't have the Blues Festival this year, but we could have it on the radio in partnership with Arlington Independent Media and with New District, who made us our own beers. Drive-in movies. We have 8 of those movies happening, and Twister will happen tomorrow night. Hopefully we will not have a tornado because we've had so much crazy weather lately. So fingers crossed, but registration has been filling up in less than 30 minutes. And again, these are free events. With the help of you, we can continue to keep them free. We also pivoted our farmers market to a grab-and-go online farmers market. You can still come and shop, but you can also pre-order, something our farmers have never done before, which is actually incredibly exciting for us. We also have done connecting and collaborating sessions, and we want to thank all of you who are joining us today who have been a part of those. We will continue those efforts as COVID goes on and into the future. So next up, what are we going to do following COVID and in recovery? There is so much that we can do. And with the help of Dr. Crystal Kukendale, as John Murphy alluded to, we went through the strategic planning process and really went back and revisited our vision, our values, and our mission and our goals. So you will see here some of the things that we are looking to do as we move forward in the next 6 to 12 months. Our Feed Our Families program, we are partnering with the Cooperative for Hunger-Free Arlington to actually expand that program across the pike to deliver more food, also in cooperation with other farmers and other farmers markets. As I mentioned before, we have gone hybrid, we've gone virtual. And to save on expenses, our staff will be shutting down the physical office during COVID. And we will be working virtually and hopefully coming back into the market when it is safe. So we're doing all of these things to move forward. And one of the things we'd like to do in the breakouts today is, as you see this, what we've done, and you see what we're planning to do, if you have ideas, we would love to hear them. And it does take your support financially as well as conceptually to help us move those things forward. So now what I'd like to do is show you a highlight video. Let's see if I can get the technology to work. Give me 1 second. Thank you for bearing with us through our technical challenges. We greatly appreciate it.
All right. Wonder if it's because we've got so many great people joining us. It was working fine and there's just a handful of us, so let's see what we can get going.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that. When we did the Backyard Blues Festival, we took down the live stream 3 times.
We did.
So maybe that's the same thing here. I'd like to believe that. I'd like to believe that.
Welcome to Columbia Pike, supported by the Columbia Pike Revitalization Organization, where our mission is to foster a vibrant, safe, connected, and diverse Columbia Pike community. Our work strives to create an authentic, exciting, and accessible Columbia Pike community where social, ethnic, and economic diversity is celebrated. We do this through creating a sense of community with free events that everyone can enjoy together, such as our annual Movie Nights and Blues Festival, which was converted to a radio broadcast this year in partnership with WERA 96.7 FM and Arlington Arts. We also operate a year-round farmers market every Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. in the Fillmore Shopping Center. Learn more about our market safety protocols and pre-order online at columbiapikefarmersmarket.org. CPRO strives to support our diverse small business community, offering assistance in any way we can, from promotional opportunities and technical assistance to hosting an online forum and roundtable discussions to keep our business community connected. As the pandemic hit our restaurants particularly hard, CPRO worked to raise over $42,000 that is spent purchasing meals for nurses and staff at Virginia Hospital Center, Arlington Pediatric Center, and Mary Marshall Assisted Living directly from Columbia Pike Restaurant. Since April, we have purchased and delivered over 1,300 meals with enough funding to continue through the end of this year. We have also worked to ensure community and government leaders stay connected to residents and the public remains informed about major programs through online connecting and collaborating sessions. And we've worked with those leaders to address food security among our most vulnerable residents, raising $75,000 to purchase and distribute over 200 boxes of produce each week from our farmers market vendors to families in need. We could not do all this without the support of our sponsors and donors like you. Please text SUPPORT the Pike to 31996 now to make a tax-deductible donation to CPRO and support our community.
So I'm so glad, yay! I'm so glad you guys got to see hear the audio. Thank you so much, Amanda, for saving the day. You do that so often, and I greatly appreciate it. We all appreciate it. So I'm gonna go back real quick to share my screen. All right. And now, all right, we'll look at our time. We still have time. So before we go into our breakouts, does anyone, I didn't see any questions in the chat, but does anyone have any questions or comments that we want to discuss in the next 5 minutes before our breakout? I think you guys just want to do the breakout, don't you? You want to do bingo.
I'll mute myself. Can I do that? I did.
I'm sorry, what? Yes, go ahead, John.
I just wanted to take this time to let everybody know, but not about our change in focus in CPRO over the next year or two, but the addition of maybe an alternative focus to our normal business. And I wrote this down because, and I'm going to read it because it's important to me, and that's my right. So we've traditionally been known, 10 years ago, we were known as the arm of the development community, which that didn't work out for us at all. And lately, I think that we've skewed too much towards just to simply supporting the business community. And we did a good job at that. We will continue to do a good job at that. But we're trying, we are trying to change the focus to embrace and support both our businesses and people who live along the pike, especially our most vulnerable residents, be they homeless, lower income, or living in our many affordable housing and market rate affordable housing units. We intend to do this with connecting with resources. We can't provide the resources ourselves. Helping with food, working on and with the county people on the digital divide.
Yeah.
So we are doubling our focus from strictly business to business and our more vulnerable populations. And if we make any impact, I think we can be very proud of that. That's all I got to say, Kim.
Agree to that. And hopefully this time next year, as you mentioned, our Feed Our Families program is in partnership and cooperation with APA and AHC, and also the Cooperative for Hunger-Free Arlington. We are looking to expand that. So this time next year, we want to be able to tell that story. Also with the digital divide, with APS being online, we are working hand in hand with the county to make sure we are able to support students and communicate outward to those in need who will need assistance with Wi-Fi and devices. So those are some things we are focusing on. We recognize, John, that we can't do it all and we have to partner. And that's also where you come in here. So if you think of other groups we should be partnering with or definitely engaging with, we would love to hear from you. Okay, yeah, okay. So we are at the end of our official program. You are definitely welcome to stick around, ask questions, put them in the chat, let us know what ideas you have. But truly, and we ran out of time, let's be honest. We are at the end of our program. Our goal, as John Murphy mentioned, is to bring so much more to you next year. Hopefully this time next year, we might be able to meet in person. We shall see, fingers crossed. If not, we're getting better and better at the technology. But a toast to you, to all of your support, all that you do for the Pike and the community. You guys rock. We could not do this without you. So cheers. Cheers. Thank you so much. Feel free to stick around. We'll be here for the next 15 minutes. Let us know what questions you have or any comments. You guys rock. Really appreciate it. Be safe. Namaste. 6 feet away.
I never heard that before.
Thank you.
Thank you.